Birthday Sharpe, do 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 do. Birthday Sharpe, do 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 do. Birthday Sharpe, do 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 do. Birthday Sharpe. Hello, how the devil is everyone? Hope everyone is well and safe and happy, etc. Yes, the Soxy lady is lurking and shit again. Hello, my dear. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Just rolling a ciggy while I'm waffling. As maybe you might notice, recently been my birthday, so yeah, I completely and utterly forgot about it. Literally, it wasn't until Mary sent me a morning text. Good morning, how are you? Happy birthday. I'm like, oh crap, I completely forgot about that. So yeah, that was on Friday. So 45 now, according to Nadine, either 100 or 50. I'm not sure which is worse. At least at 100 I could have retired, I suppose. How am I? Taking each day as it comes, fighting depression, that kind of, seeing how we go, trying to make plans moving forwards, see what changes might need to be made in my life. Hey Marriott, how are you, my lovely? I might need to do to improve matters. There's now all the various notifications start coming up that so and so was live yesterday. So and so uploaded something 3 weeks ago. Hi Ian, yeah, pygmy cories are awesome little fishies. They're super sweet, super friendly. I suppose we best go to. I would say aquarium updates. What's been going on around here? And thank you again for happy birthdays. Hey Griffin, how you diddling? He says hello everyone. Not really a lot happening this week in the fish room. No new additions. No deaths. Well, one death, but no. We're not going to worry about an ember tetra, especially one that an ember tetra that was probably the best part of 2 years old that I've had it. So, yeah. Yeah, had a good life. Hold on, Japan didn't have it. Still forgot to post it. Yeah, that does sound like Royal Mail. The way things are at the moment is probably the customs check-in, and apologies for the sparrows outside. But yes, so very little happening in the fish room this week, thankfully. I did do 2 sets of water changes. Only real reason is I am back to work next week. So I wanted to kind of make sure I was ahead, so that if I have issues or things go pear-shaped, then I haven't got to worry overly about the fishies. Howdy, Big J. Gacky throat today. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. As usual, Mary spoiled me again for my birthday. It always does. Keep telling her not to, but keeps doing it. Got some very nice gifts. A fart jar, like a swear jar. I've got one of them. So that would probably get filled fairly rapidly, depending on what I eat, and whether I can trust the fart. Some socks with some fishies on it, chocolates, new beard trimmers, t-shirt, that kind of stuff. And also, now some of you might not have seen these fishies, unfortunately not with us any longer. So that is my little better, or ex-better, Engelbert. He's no longer with us, so we have a picture of him in a frame now, keeping an eye on things. And the ones I know nobody actually saw on video, because I didn't even get around to doing a video, is trying to do it so we avoid the glare. Is little Marco and Flor, the Epistogram Easy Eyes, who both decided to cark it on exactly the same day. So still don't know about that, but yeah, I know you saw the merit. But yeah, so the killifish are doing fine in there, as you saw if you saw the video I put up yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so other than that, everything going well in the fish room. I'm going to trip you with the same. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, different tanks, different plants, but yeah. The other one, something I happened to have happen this morning, is recently I finished off the 1 kilo bag of algae wafers that I bought myself. Yes, I go to algae wafers by the kilo. So these are the algae wafers that Mary got me either for Christmas or for Valentine's, I can't remember. And you know, it's just you think, and then you see the size of that algae wafer, right? Can you guess who picked it up and was swimming around with the whole thing in his mouth? Yeah, Spazzy boy. Spaz decided that he likes algae wafers, and he found it, he picked it up, he was like, nope, nobody's having that, that's mine, and was just swimming around with his massive great algae wafer in his mouth. Yeah, it was Spaz going, nom, 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 nom. But hey, if he's happy, that's all I care about. A happy and healthy Spaz with a big fat belly on him. He's a chunky boy. He chonkers. Yeah, I know, Aaron, sometimes the notification bell unclicks itself. I've found that on quite a few channels. So, but I'm like, why hasn't such and such uploaded anything in however long? And you sort of go to your subscriptions and you look and you're, I've been doing everything normally. Oh, right. Oh yeah, the notification bell's turned itself off, or it's unsubscribed you to the channel for whatever reason. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the American ladies. Howdy, New England. But yeah, so that's where we're at this week. Kenny, how the devil are you, sir? I wouldn't get your hopes up too much, my friend. It's you know, just watch what's going on in the background. It's far more interesting than what comes out of here. So, what do we? Yeah. Well, yeah. Supermom. Fish people, yes. A person that half my subs were missing. Yeah. As I say, it's not a lot you can really do about these things. They just do whatever they see fit. Yeah. So what else has happened this week? Well, I mean, today Mary experienced shadow person for the first time. Oh, pardon me. Not actually seeing, but feeling the cold spot generated by said shadow person. Again, no, not scared. There's nothing to be scared of. So at least that lets me know I'm not completely nuts. Anything else? I've got an appointment tomorrow with the NHS Wellbeing to discuss my ongoing brain fart, mental issues. Hopefully that will help. I can make some progress through that. And then, as I say, going forward, we'll take it and see what happens. I've got kind of a plan in my head, but I'm not going to say anything, obviously, until I've solidified and done whatever needs to be done to put said plan into operation, as it were. Got papers that say and all that. Yep, same here. But the important bits are there, Marek. That's the main thing. With me, it's some of the important bits are missing, all broken. So yes, that's that. Other ideas. I was thinking of starting up a new, well, not a new channel, but a new segment on the channel, doing local ghost stories. Be relatively short videos. Just trying to figure out how to film it. Whether I do a script, just a few notes, or whatever. Play it by ear. We shall see. Something I can think about. As I say, it's been a bit of a struggle lately doing things like picking up the camera and feeling like actually talking. Yes. I mean, the fact that I get nervous about doing a live stream when I've been doing them for years, you know, it's, yeah. Kenny, a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal. Yeah, well, we're the more fun people anyway. Which is more fun place to be, a lunatic asylum or a jail? I know where I'd rather be. I'd rather be in the nut house with all the funny people. In the nice comfortable rooms where everything's nice and soft and padded. With super snug jackets that are actually quite easy to take off when you can dislocate your shoulders. Hey, Tennessee Aqua, how the devil are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so not really an awful lot of fishy news. We can talk to ourselves and have a good laugh. Yeah, it's only when we start arguing with ourselves we've got a problem. And not Nola Jane, how the devil are you, my darling? It's go by ear. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm going to do ghost story, then have at least some kind of notes, so I at least do things in the right order, rather than my usual waffle around, forward, backward, and completely lose everybody. Yeah, I'm getting there slowly but surely. As I say, as I know more, I will take the appropriate actions. And don't worry, that appropriate action at the moment is not putting a noose around my neck and going. We're not quite at that point. Not anymore, anyway. That's we can save that for a few months down the line if things pan out really badly. And yes, that's how dark my sense of humour gets. Oh, 33 long, very cool. So probably about the same, if not longer than this thing then. As that's a 50 something. The drip system for the front, You drip wherever you like, Marriott. Yeah, so this is something I'm probably going to have to think about if I get baby pygmy cories or baby killifish. I'm probably going to have to do something a bit different. Yeah, wet fingers and dripping. Always good. As long as you're not wet up to the elbow, we're okay. Yeah, so it's the one thing I've really noticed about the medication I'm on is 0 sex drive. You could put boobs there and I'd be like, boobs. That would be it. Yeah. But hey, I'm open about these things. And if anyone's got questions or wants to know anything about depression and anxiety, I know I'm completely happy to talk about it. There's a couple of other people I know who are as well. Yeah, the meds take out the battery. I mean, the battery was kind of running flat anyway, but yeah. Yeah, the old flashlight's drying out. Oh dear, no, I don't have one. Oh heck, even my arms are getting the same size now. That's not good. Yeah. But hey, at least I get to look at pretty fish, pretty shrimpies, and that calms me down. Usually, except for when Donkey decides to smack his head on something else again, hey? What are you like? Oh, hello, birdie. Spazzy's hiding up somewhere digesting his lunch. E2046 don't sell flashlights. Amazon do. You used to be able to get one that was in the shape of an AT-AT from Star Wars. It was just really perverse. Because I've never looked at an AT-AT and thought, you know what that needs. Other than some actually decent guns on it. Yeah, I'll say a bit of chasey going on behind me, but it's all in good spirits. All the bubbers are doing well. Finally getting a handle on populations. And I have seen a video of someone with a carp. Let's just say they didn't realise carp had teeth in the back of their throat. Yeah, there was lots of blood and lots of screaming. And lots of laughing on my behalf when I saw that video. Because I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, brush painting with a lacquer doesn't really work. It's generally because the paint is just so thin. I mean, I don't know if you could leave it to flash off a bit, as it were, dry a little. It might paint a bit better, but yeah, it's lacquers don't really brush paint very well. I mean, the long bristles would help. That's what they use when they're painting like the pinstripes. Really long bristles on the brush, so it holds a good amount of paint. So you don't have to go over it again. You literally just go across once with the brush. Yeah, something like a pinstriping brush, but again, they're probably going to be way too big. I wouldn't go with Tamiya acrylic for brush painting. That's as bad as enamel, bad as lacquers. Brush painting, literally something like Vallejo or Citadel is your best bet. This is what it's designed for, even if you go model air rather than model colour. I say most of my brush painting these days is Vallejo and Citadel. And I do a lot more brush painting lately than I do airbrushing. I say lately. You know, Figures and Warhammer is a lot more getting out the hairy stick than the windy wand. I can't even remember the last time I used my airbrush. It's probably Seas Solid. I was saying I've never used enamels really. I mean, the Rebel Aqua was pretty good for brush painting. Pots are a bit weird, but that'll work. Right, anything else I think of that I heard about this? Yes. Watching James Fish and Fever and Chattanooga Ed this morning on the replay. And I was talking, it was the after hours, I was talking to the chap who owns the shop that held the swap meet yesterday, if you didn't watch. And I was talking about using Prime as a water conditioner when you're cycling a tank and how it's a bad idea. Now, I don't really claim to understand all the trying to say chemistry and chemicals at the same time. Trying to understand all the chemistry behind it, but it does seem to make sense. But if you're using something like I was specifically talking about the Fritz Turbozyme or Turbo Start or something like that, which chuck it in and basically cycles the tank almost instantly, which is what I like. But apparently if you use Prime as your water conditioner, that because it detoxifies the ammonia and nitrites, pardon me, it makes it a lot harder for the bacteria to use. So I find that if you use Prime, it takes a lot longer for the tank to cycle than if you just use a bog standard water conditioner that dechlorinates and nothing else. So that did make sense, and food for thought. Because obviously the Prime molecularly bonds the ammonia and the nitrite into something slightly different, which it does make sense to me. It was just something to think about. Marek can't paint anything small with shaky hands. Aaron gets pains in his hands and fingers lock up using the airbrush. On my hand shape, my fingers are buggered. I get lock up with the airbrush as well. What I do is I just swap hands with the airbrush after a bit. Start using it in my left hand instead. I know, show off. As for shaky hand syndrome, thankfully both my hands shake at the same rate. So it's, I find when I'm actually there and just concentrating and rest your wrist on the edge of the bench or something like that, and I find I can paint tiny when I need to. It feels a bit weird at first, Aaron, but it's like the old joke about me building. Is I'd be building one kit on bench with my hands and the other one under the bench with my feet. My feet aren't quite that good. So it'd be you trying to airbrush right-handed, Marek. I'm two-footed and ambidextrous, so basically means I suck with both feet and suck with both hands. I actually, well, here, birthday card I got from Adam. I hate wholemeal pasta. Yeah, we've all seen fish do that, haven't we? Can't make a straight line anyway. Yeah, the 3D printed extensions, you can go trigger style. They do work. I know Will Patterson uses them, or uses a trigger style because he has problems with his hands after his bike crash. I mean, I'm just used to my hands being duff, so in my cases they more like bend in the wrong directions and things like that. Yeah, and Nadine decided that I needed a pink Mickey Mouse card, so I don't know whether she thought I was going to be embarrassed and not put it up, but she didn't get that one right. Yeah, so there we go. Here's Priscilla. Hello, my dear. Usual fist bumps to the X-Man. Hugs for you. A happy Mother's Day. I was going to say high five to the A-Man as well, but then I thought that probably sounds a bit wrong. Let's not call him the A-Man. Because he's definitely the B-Man to the X-Man. I think I got myself out of that one. Yes. Right. Ooh. Him. Right, is there anything else that's happened remotely interesting this week that I can actually talk about? Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear that, Undertaker. Rest in peace to your little fur buddy. Poor little Felix. Hang on, let me Zach, if you're about somewhere, you go up the Rainbow Bridge and look out for a kitty named Felix and look after him, okay? Yeah, got that, bud? Good boy. Yeah, I'm not going to make jokes about who kept who up all weekend, Priscilla. But yeah, rest in peace, little Felix. So I sent the floofy boy over to go have a look and see if he's turned up at the Rainbow Bridge yet. Hopefully he does what Zach's done and comes back to visit. Keep a close eye and a close ear out. You might just hear or see or feel something, and you'll know. You'll know if they're there. Either jump up on the bed or your lap or bump on your leg or random meow or bell ringing or one of their toys or something. They'll let you know they're about. Yeah, sorry to hear that. They do make very good and very close friends. I mean, dogs are awesome, don't get me wrong, but to gain the trust of a cat and share that kind of bond is a special thing. Because as we all know, cats are their own creatures. They do what they want in their own time frame. I say that bond is a special thing. And always remember the good times. My phone's pinging away. Is that a Marek type person sending me rude pictures again? Are you sending me pictures of naughty nurses? Hey Fish Tropic, how you doing? Much like Graham is still not sponsored by Hop House 13, I'm still not sponsored by Monster. Graham at Aquarium Adventures, that is. Yeah, she did nothing rude. I'm more than welcome, Undertaker. As I say, some of us know all too well what it's like to lose a furry. As long as I say, hopefully he didn't suffer and it was fairly quick, and he went surrounded by the people that loved him. That is, pardon me. That's the main thing. It's like you gave him the best, happiest life you could. Because if you didn't, he'd have buggered off. Oh, there's Corey running over me again. What's he like? Can't you tell when there's an important and special YouTuber on? I think all the viewers he's losing. Hey Triple J, hey diddling. Can't say hit the like button. Cool. Thank you very much. Have a good Mother's Day to yourself. Got to admit, I don't watch anymore. So I was doing the real fish talk I used to do was really fun. I enjoyed that. But yeah. So we touched last week on the everything purely for profit kind of thing. So we'll leave that one be for this week. There's one person I don't want to be starting a beef with. I don't really want to start a beef with anyone. And there's plenty I could start beef with, but it's just not worth the grief and hassle. Yeah, got better things to do. I'd rather chew my toenails, to be honest. No, I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to. Our cat is 18, acting differently. Yeah, I know. It's although at least you're getting some signs, Priscilla, so you can kind of prepare yourself for it happening. Little Sparky, Zach's, I say sister, not related at all, but he used to look after her. She's got to be in her 20s. She's been around since I've been living here 24 years. And yeah, her back legs are going. She's super skinny now, grumpier than ever. Most of her teeth are falling out. I mean, she's still in, her coat's still in beautiful condition. She's still a lovely, sweet cat. But I still get a fuss. Yeah, you can tell she's an old girl now. I would say, yeah, he was the king. They are Cats are lords of all they survey. This is why we have Zacky Boy there looking down on the rest of us with the contempt we deserve. You know, they know a lot more than people think they do. They're a lot. Cat 13 still has zoomies. Yeah, I mean, pretty much right up to the. I mean, Zach wasn't young. He was getting on as well. Yeah, he'd still have his occasional kitten moments, especially with his catnip sock and his lace, shoelace, his two favourite toys. Yeah, he still have his little kitten moments. I mean, he never zoomed anywhere. He was always very stately and pedestrian. The only time he ever remotely ran was a sudden downpour and he was outside and the door was open and he'd come trotting over. It'd be snowing, he'd just walk around normally. That's why I called him Floofy, because he's fluffy and very aloof. You still got one. That's good. That's good. You still got another cat. You still get some fluffy loves. Yeah, I mean, Zach wasn't a toys type kind of cat, and his owners bought toys and he never played with them. I just happened to get him some catnip one time because I saw it. I thought he might like it, and then I put it in a sock. So yeah, I could probably have bought him expensive special cat toys and he'd have probably ignored them, but one of my old socks and one of my old shoelaces could have just been because it smelt of me, my feet. But yeah, he just accepted them and played with them. Yeah, dropped a toothpick on the floor. Exactly, you know, you could have got him one of those things where you get the long, like the stick with the little wire and the little glittery birdie type thing to completely ignore it. Just a shoelace, flick it like a fly fishing line, jump on it, throw the other end so it lands on his head and he completely goes nuts. And then after about 5 minutes, he'll be like, yeah, I had enough now. I'm going to go have a snooze somewhere, normally on my lap. And it absolutely cook me because he used to be like someone that fluffy falling asleep on you. It gets real hot real fast. Good way to wire your trousers though. Hello, Mike. Oh, I've got to look at a message from Marriott. I'll just go grab my phone. Oh dear. Poppy. Okay. Yeah. Give them a proper toy, they won't touch it. Or Marritt's getting snugglies from the kitty as well. I mean, well, I say snuggles. Got a bum pointed towards you. See that? Never once. I mean, he didn't quite get the playing thing. He'd do it with his claws out, so you had to be careful. But the couple of times he did accidentally claw me, he'd realise straight away and be all upset and sorry that he'd hurt me. Like when I was giving him a treat stick one time, it was like one of those meaty sticks about that long, and he got a bit carried away and accidentally bit my fingers. And he was all apologetic after. I mean, he didn't even draw blood, bless him. He was all apologetic and kissing me better afterwards. So do that, and then like, you know, be a complete softie with me like that, and then 5 minutes later he's outside savaging someone who had the temerity to get within 6 feet. Yeah, you get that connection with them. You just know, you just understand each other on some different level. Oh, there he is, this fat boy. Look at the size of the belly on him. Hey? Eating an entire algae wafer in one. What do you like? I mean, as I say, Zach would meow at me and I'd understand exactly what the meow meant. Yeah, I would translate them all into English. I mean, there was the one I really didn't like hearing, which was, human, I need some help here, please. Human, I'm hurt. I need help. The human, I need to go to the toilet now when the door's shut. Human, there's a frog standing in the doorway and I can't get out. Human, I'm starving and wasting away here. Do you really need that bacon in your egg sandwich? You see, that was the quietest, sweetest little meow usually. It was normally he'd sort of be sat there in front of me and his front legs would be dancing. All excited to get his little bit of bacon or cream or cheese or heck, pretty much anything. The only thing he didn't like was hot sauce. And he soon learned to sniff gravy before he started trying to lick it up, just in case I put some chili in it. Me and Mary had some cream cakes earlier, as we do every weekend. And as you get when you buy a pack of cream cakes, there's some cream gets splattered around the inside of the little plastic tray. Do I throw it away? No. Do I get my finger and no. I'll leave it out on the floor overnight. Grim, I know, but it'll be clean in the morning. There won't be any cream left on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, Zach used to be out know when I was coming home from work, or I mean, even when I was working different shift patterns, he'd be waiting for me by the front door, or turn up like 3 minutes after I got in at the back door, and just come wandering in. I mean, when he started coming in, he would sort of stand at the door and meow. So say, "Is it okay if I come in, human?" And about, "Come on in, buddy, in you come." And he'd come in, he'd have his fusses and stuff. But yeah, once he knew he was welcome whenever, he'd just come wandering in. Many a time I've gone for a nap or gone to bed, especially in the summer when it's hot, and I do sleep downstairs in the summer. It's just a couple of degrees cooler downstairs, and I can get the back door and the front room window open, get a draft coming across me as I sleep. Yeah, more than once, many a time, wake up and there's a cat. There he is, just curled up, snurring away next to me, or on me if it was cold, or yeah, if he thought it was cold. Yeah, bless them, awesome creatures. as I say, dogs are very easy to make friends with, generally speaking. But cats, you get that kind of level of trust and bond with a cat is a special thing. Ugh. And I know if he was still around, he probably wouldn't have left the house for the last 3 weeks, hardly. He would, I mean, certainly the first week, he wouldn't have left my side. As soon as he realised I was how I was, he would have been there, doing snuggles and floofing and all the epically awesome good stuff he'd do. What are you doing, Shelley Dwelly? You trying to dig a hole? It's nuts how such tiny fish can move such big shells around. Yeah. So, well, this fellow's gone back to sleep and hiding up again. If he has, I wouldn't blame him. Gee, Bertie, what have you been eating? Do you just like go to sleep and then poop incessantly? Is that what it is, hey? And you can probably pick out, there's Bertie, and there's the pile of poop she's producing. And she's stuck up against the glass, it's staying there. At least she's not head down this time. She's done it before where she slept head down and pooped, and it's gone straight down and gone straight in her mouth. So it's like, straight, pretty much like that birthday card. Comes out one end and goes back in the other. Crazy creatures. And they take after their owner. Keeper, let's put it that way, shall we? Especially with cats. People aren't cat owners, they're cat keepers or looker afterers, or slaves. We're just pet humans, pretty much, I think is the way it works. You don't have a pet cat, a cat has a pet human. So, did anyone have any questions or any random subjects they'd like to talk about? Here's where I leave myself open to abuse, but hey, I can take it. What's the line? Marilyn Manson song, can't remember the song title. Line is, we love the abuse because it makes us feel like we are needed. How many shell dwellers do I have? Probably somewhere around 40 at the moment, Mike. There's about 15 in, there's probably more than 40 then. There's about 15 in there, and probably about 30 in, you can't see it, the tank just here. Yeah, 30 too many. Yeah, pretty much the case. Anything I breed, I have too many of. Yeah, I'm going to have to, just one of these days, just going to have to look at is it Aqua Advisor or Aqu Advisor, and just run through my tanks just to see how many of them are massively overstocked. I wonder how many bristlenose plecos they say you can put in a 10-gallon, or how many crebensis you can put in a 5-gallon. I'm guessing they're not going to be in double figures or triple figures. Yeah, so I've got multis and sumbus. Yeah, mine are the similis. Yeah. I did move the shells about the other day, so there's been a little less squabbling going on. I just got to basically I've got to wait for some of the slightly larger ones to get a bit bigger, and then I can sell them. Although I'm pretty sure some of them are about the size they were when I bought them. So yeah, we should be able to have a clear out of a few, hopefully relatively soon. When you breed and fish them is when you can't get the lids. Exactly. Yeah. I saw a post the other day. I can't remember the group. It was on Facebook. Is this too many plants in my tank? And I'm thinking, as long as the fish can still move, no. When the fish can't actually move because of the amount of plants in there, yeah, you're going to have to pull some out. But when they can still get about and find food and stuff, you're not going to have too many plants. And so I think a lot of it, or at least some of it, when it comes to stocking a tank, is how mature is the tank. Because if you've got all the various microorganisms, not just bacteria, but all the other little life forms in there that occur naturally, you can get away with more stock in there than a lot of people would think. I think, at least I seem to be able to. Thin out the multis. Yeah. Did you? You probably already know, but did you see my video on how to catch multis or shellies using a bucket and a mug? Still takes a while, but it's a lot less hassle than trying to shake them out of the shells or break the shells to get the fish out. Yeah, we all need more tanks. Yeah, I'll say that's what I've done. It does. I mean, it still takes time. It's not like catching bristlenoses where you just get your net, pick up the bit of wood, and let all the bristlenoses drop into the net. I'll say that I'll need more tanks. It's there comes a point when the water changes. Now, I mean, maybe I've been suffering with depression probably for quite a while, where it does start to just become a chore to do your water changes and your maintenance. I mean, if I was in a better place mentally, it wouldn't be an issue, and if I didn't have to pay the electric bill. Yeah, I'll say, give that method a go, Mike. It does work. I know there are ways of getting older shells cheaper, because that's what I did. Rather than buying shell-dwelling cichlid shells, and so I just bought a tub or a box of 50. Box of 50 escargot shells that are they're supposed to be for us, for restaurants and things like that. And it was like, I could have got like half a dozen that were marketed as full fish for the same price as I paid for 50. Well, I think there's 50. There's probably more than that. I mean, it's that box full of escargot shells. It's less than a tenner, so can't complain at that. They will all eventually get used up, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's probably the same ones, Mike. Well, different country, but same kind of thing. Yeah, if you look at shell dweller shells, you'll find exactly the same thing, but they'll be about 10 times the price. Well, they're all cleaned out and washed out because they're human food grade, as it were. Admittedly, now I'd give them a quick rinse because they've been sitting in my house for months. Probably got a fine layer of cigarette ash and dead skin and dead animals in there. Spiders and stuff. Lots of dead spiders around here. You just stomp one or squish one and you forget about it. You find it 3 months later. You move something, there's a big old dead spider underneath it. Okay. Yeah. I'm no fan of spiders either. For some reason, YouTube keeps. I think it's probably because I watch the fishy stuff. It keeps promoting videos to me about keeping tarantulas and things, and I'm like, no, I don't want one of those. Really don't want one of those. Oh dear, no. I don't think I could hack living in a country with massive ones. Well, just our ones are bloody big enough. And now I haven't got a floofer to eat them either, which he was good at. So come on, we need another subject before I do completely freak out, Marek. Go with the old joke of what's that? Dead one of them. Got a ball python and an uromastix. Yeah, burn it with fire. Yes. So the people that love them, great. All power to you. Just keep them the hell away from me. We have found Maret's line. Yes, very. Yes. It's one of those things where it's an inherited fear. So, if as a small child, your parents, say your mother, was afraid of spiders, eight-legged freaks, eight-wheelers, whatever you want to call them, then that will transmit to you, and then you'll be scared of them. And then you'll transmit that on, and yeah. And I do know people who have got over a fear, but I think it's a healthy fear to have. I mean, UK not so much because they're not going to kill you, but let's just say I would hate to live in a country where every day you had to shake your shoes out or your clothes out just to make sure there's not one in there that's going to kill you. I mean, wasps are bad enough. When you stick your trousers or your t-shirt on, Lunch shenanigans are over, which excellent. Like that. Yeah, I reckon you've probably got about another 30 years yet before we start taking naps again. Yeah, so you're going to have to wait till, I don't know, yeah, you'll probably both be taking long afternoon naps then. Naps, wonderful creations. Just wait till they're teenage. Yeah, well, teenagers don't nap. They go to bed and then just don't wake up again. Somehow they manage to sleep like 12 hours and then they're still tired. And you're looking at them and go, yeah, wait till you struggle 5 or 6 hours a night. Yeah, see how you deal with that. Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to deal with any of that. It's yeah, can't get them up. Oh, oh, well done. Priscilla's had a second shot, so congrats. Hopefully, it doesn't cause you any problems. Look at the size of the gut on Spaz. You can tell he's eating an entire bloody algae wafer in one go. Hopefully, it doesn't do him any harm. It looks like I do after I've eaten like Christmas dinner. Yeah, that reminds me, I really can't get mine booked as well. Um, so yeah, dead arm and got the kind of fluey type feeling, but not actually ill. Excuse me. That's what I'm hoping for, as it were. The phone won't shut up. Oh yeah, that's just telling me that Corey is live. Had both shots. Good, good. Yeah, I say needles don't bother me. But yeah, these things do tend to hit me fairly hard. So hopefully it's not too bad, but we'll see. I'll know better when I've had the first one. If the first one makes me feel like death, then never mind. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, right. I am really running out of things to talk about today. Most unlike me. Well, then not a lot's been happening. There's been lots of snoozing. Needle super thin. I've had that happen. I've had a needle break off in me before. Nurses all freaking out, and he's like, no, no, no. And you just like squeeze, and out it comes. I don't think it's our day, year, decade. It certainly seems that way to me. Quite happily do without the 2020s at the moment. It's, hopefully things get through. Yeah, hopefully things improve. If you drive through, make you wait 15 minutes. Yeah, I had to check just in case you have some kind of allergic reaction or whatever. It could be interesting, being the amount of antihistamines I'm taking. Yeah, it's not been too bad lately with the hay fever, because we've had like rain one day and then dry the next, and rain and dry. Right in front of us, and he tells the door opens and he barfs up his breakfast. I think it's safe to say he didn't like needles. But yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person, if the nurse is having trouble drawing blood, I'll grab the needle myself and do it. How you doing? I think I'm okay. Haven't thrown my breakfast up yet anyway. It could be interesting, because I'm going to have to walk home from it, so might it be... and if it's the closest local one, it's about a 15-minute walk. So I'll either be okay or I'll collapse halfway home. It's probably better to collapse in public than at home on my own. So, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I say it's not. There's not some medics are running. Yeah, they are. Definitely got their hands full. The amount of people they got to vaccinate. I'm assuming you don't have to pay for it in the US, or it's covered under insurance or something like that. That's the kind of thing that the government really should be paying for. It's finally end up where all the people come from. Yeah, it's all the people who have been stuck indoors for months have finally all gone out at the same time. Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. As soon as the pubs reopened, Friday and Saturday evenings became an absolute nightmare. Like, as soon as it hit 10 o'clock, just yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're mostly open now in the UK. It's we've still got restrictions on how many people can be in a certain size shop at any time and that kind of thing, but then you have to wear a mask unless you're exempt, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, everything's pretty much open again now. It's places like nightclubs. Hey Chubbs, how you doing? Watching you crawfishing, crayfishing yesterday. Cool. 100. Yeah, that's just the ridiculous one. People all stand in line to go into a clothes shop, and you just know, like, the next couple of days, most of them are going to be back, taking the clothes back, so they don't like them or they're the wrong size. Yeah, also, I mean, over here, I mean, we don't fish for crayfish. Generally, if you're fishing somewhere and there are crayfish in the lake or river, what you do is you get a can of cat food, jab a few holes in it with a knife, tie it on the end of a bit of string, and just chuck it down the side away from where you're fishing, and then all the crayfish will go to that and leave where you're fishing alone, so you don't constantly just keep getting little bites and nips from bloody crayfish taking your bait. But then most of them these days are the American signal crayfish, which is an invasive species. Which carries a virus that kills off our native ones. And yes, our native crayfish are a lot smaller as well. They're dinky, tiny little things. Hence, really annoying. There's my hubby, I think he's watching football. Yeah, I'll say it's a southern kind of, well, not staple rather than a delicacy, isn't it? Yeah, if I could just go down to the local river and chuck a few traps in and come back with a bucket full of them, I'd probably do exactly the same. So I was going to get the biggest bass this year. Would that be a double base? Sorry. And that is one thing I have noticed from seeing American fishing videos and shows. We do things very differently in the UK. Legally, you have to use a net on anything, a landing net to get the fish out. You can't just like drag it out. Certain places you have to use an unhooking mat so you don't damage the fish on the bank. Barbless hooks only, so the fish can spit the hook out if it snaps the line. No live baits. And it's all catch and release as well. £40 in 3 hours. That sounds like me carp fishing. So £40 of crayfish is going to keep you going for a while anyway. Probably be sick of it by the time you've eaten it all. It's going to take a lot of butter and garlic as well. So remind me to stand upwind of you. Not that I can smell it, but being semi-vampiric, it's best to stay away from garlic. It might taste good, but it's scarily close to being an actual healthy food. So, and it's one of those things, free food you can't really say no to. If we did that over here, all our rivers and ponds and everything would be empty. It's bad enough we do have problems with certain Eastern European peoples catching and taking the fish. I think the message is getting through now that it's illegal to do so. But yeah, it's a very different hobby in the UK. I mean, I'll say if you're interested fishermen, watch some English fishing videos and you'll see the difference. Yeah. I mean, you can't take fish from the wild if you're fishing at and let's face it, most places in the UK you have to pay to fish. You either have to be a member of a club or pay a day ticket or a season ticket. And again, you're not allowed to take any of the fish. The only ones you can are fly fishing lakes where you're fishing for trout, and then there's a limit on the amount you can catch. So you pay your day ticket. If you're only allowed 3 fish and you catch a fish on your first 3 casts, you're done for the day. So if your ticket's £25, that's it, you're done. And if you don't catch your 3, you don't get any money back. I say it's seen more as a relaxing hobby or a sport in the UK rather than a source of food. Yeah, I mean, just the single rod license is about £30 a year in the UK, and then most coarse fishing rather than game fishing, so carp, roach, rudd, tench, that kind of stuff. Normally about £8 for a day. I used to pay £120 for the season ticket for the year, only because I fished often enough to make it worthwhile, and it just made it less hassle. Didn't have to worry about taking the right money for a day ticket every time, and I could just turn up and fish whenever. It's just nice to be out in nature. So I like sitting here with the back door open. It's cooler, getting a bit of cool fresh air in, and hearing all the little birdies out in the back garden. And that's blackbirds and sparrows tweetering away. As soon as it starts getting a little bit darker, the wood pigeons will start up. A bit late in the year, the frogs are quiet now. Yeah, also we can't do that. We can't take fish home, and I think there is a legal limit to be over a certain size, under a certain size for each species, and you can only take 1 or 2 or something. And obviously people do, but you get caught, and it's. I think it's generally around about £1,000 fine and lose your rod license. And if you get caught fishing without a license, you lose all your gear as well. Raining all day. Yeah, we've had sunny days, rainy days. Absolutely bucketed it down yesterday, which we needed. It refilled the pond quite nicely. And it was dry on Friday, which is my birthday, but I didn't exactly feel like doing much. Spaz is on zoomies at the moment, hunting out more food, probably, knowing him. With his glowing red demon eyes. Hey, big boy. Yes. I would go so far as to say as some of the American fishing videos I've seen would go down as animal cruelty. You'd get done for animal cruelty in the UK. It's that simple. Take your boat and throw. Yeah, I'll say exactly. Just don't break the law. And as you say, if it's only $20 for the year, I mean, that's not even. I mean, what's 21? I mean, yeah. And that basically pay for it. I mean, that's not even a rod or a reel. That's nowhere near. So yeah, thunderstorms and someone heading sirens. Jeez. And here's me thinking, yeah, it rained and it was a bit windy. And we did have a thunderstorm on Thursday. We tend not to get that kind of weather in the UK. It tends to be more sort of just grey and drizzly and a bit windy. Then you get to the summer and it gets blazing hot and scorching for about 3 months. And it goes back to grey and drizzly again. And I definitely prefer grey and drizzly. If anything, it's a bit warm for me today. Although for some reason it has got rather warm in here today. So no idea why, because I've had the door open. I think it's just because the wind's dropped. I don't mean my wind. That's thankfully been fairly safe lately. I do enjoy a good thunderstorm, but yeah, we don't get the tornadoes. Pardon me. Well, we did have one probably 10 years ago in Attleborough. We did have a tornado. It made the news. What did it do? It blew over some signs outside of shops and took a few tiles off roofs. That was about it. That made national news. Good evening, Bob. How are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you enjoyed your day yesterday at the swap meet. Scotty, you got rid of that face fuzz yet, my friend? You are a tornado. A very skinny tornado. Oh, jeez, it made the news there as well. Wow. Yeah, that was my town, Merritt. I assume it was a joke segment at the end of the news. Tornado alert in England. Some signs got blown over. Your first swap meet or some time. Yeah, so I tried to keep up and watch. So I saw your streams. I watched James and Ed's after hours stream this morning when I got up. Very interesting what they were saying about Prime and cycling. Hot here for 8 months now. Yeah, it's Louisiana. From what I've heard, from that kind of area, summertime, you're not breathing in air, you're breathing in low pressure steam. I can't even remember what state it is, but I watch Sea and Arsenal. It's a gun history channel, and they're in Charleston. And yeah, it's definitely too warm for me. Anything above 70 degrees is too hot for me. I only start grumbling about it being cold when it gets to about minus 10 in English, which is it's brass monkeys. I don't think this year I even had to break out my winter coat. No, I didn't. I think I almost did one day and then thought, I'm not going to be out for that long. So I didn't bother. Yeah, this is it. It's what you're used to. See, I'm used to it being cold and drizzly. So humidity kills me. I struggle to take in enough liquid. Yeah, 95% and oh geez, yeah, I know. Now that is definitely just sit indoors in front of a fan and just go, I'm melting. Yeah, Susan, yes, That's on my to watch list, Bob. Thank you. Reminded me. Yeah. Always good to see Susan out and about as well. Almost got coming on. I think Chubbs would probably die in the Norway winter. Oh dear. Yeah. That white stuff, Chubbs, is called snow. It's what happens when water gets really cold. Yeah. Norway in the winter, water comes in lumps. You just go outside and chip it off of the top of the lake. You want to go fishing, you've got to drill your way through 3 feet of ice first. Yeah. Actually, I don't think North Norway probably does get that cold. Oslo's fairly similar to the UK. Oh. We don't get that much snow in the UK. We either get none, piddly little bit, like about 1/4 of an inch, and everyone's like, "Oh, snow!" Or we get an absolute snowstorm, and they called it the beast from the east 2 or 3 years ago. And we got like 18 inches of snow. That was fun. Yeah, north of Finland, heck no. I was saying, forgive my ignorance on geography. I know Sweden reaches up to the Arctic Circle. Norway. Does Norway get as far as the Arctic Circle, Marit? I'm just trying to remember. Yeah. 18 inches of snow, minus 10 degrees. And I was out in a t-shirt. I was working during that, so yeah, I was wearing basically a polo shirt but short sleeve and a high vis vest over it. That was it. There were people coming out the back to sort of either ask questions or come and say hello or whatever. I'm like, bloody hell, it's cold out here. Oh, is it? How can you be out here? It's freezing. It means I'm not sweating so much. It's bad when you go into the chiller for a warm-up. Although in the summertime, I did get in trouble in the summer. So I went into the blast freezer for a cool down. Came out with icicles on my forehead. Sweated frozen. Apparently you're not allowed to do that. What? I was hot. I'm not anymore. Apparently it's dangerous or something, but it's me. Placing the weight in Norway, it's minus 50. Oh, jeez. That's the kind of place where you go out. If you go pee outside, it freezes before it hits the floor. Yeah. You don't have to worry about the yellow snow. It's the yellow droplets of ice. Yeah. So you used to have several calf-deep snows in Tennessee each winter. Now we only see a dusting or two. Yeah. As I say, it's the environment is changing. Whether it's natural, whether it's man-made, it's happening. Can't deny it. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. Snow, it's one of those things where if you haven't got to go out in it, it's awesome. If you can just sit indoors and watch it and it's all pretty and lovely, that's great. If you got to go out in it and it's fresh, yeah, it's chilly, but it's not too bad. It's when the snow's been around for a couple of days and it's melted and refrozen, and you get horrible brown slush on all over the roads. It just covers everything in a layer of muck. And as I say, and then when the snow thaws and refreezes, it turns to ice. Yeah, exactly, Chubbs. You can always put more layers on if you're cold, or turn the heat up if it's too hot. There's only so much you can take off. And even then, you get to the point where it's just like, it's just not going to make any difference. What you want to be able to do is just levitate. Because like you're hot and you sort of sat in your chair, and then you realise that your chair's got hot from body heat. And that's reflecting back to you now. And so you have to move to a different chair because that chair's now getting soggy. Noisy company owners at Crack Up in New York gets 2 cents. No, you probably it is kind of the same over here. We get a couple of centimeters of snow and people freak out about it and start panic buying bread and milk and toilet roll. And you're like, oh, it's going to disappear probably by the time you get home, there won't be any left. I mean, I do understand. I mean, okay, it was a bad one as well. Infrastructure's not in place for it, but Texas this year and that area, when they had the snowstorm and the freezing conditions. Yeah, I understand. But I understand that because it's a place that doesn't get that cold, doesn't get snow and ice. So nothing's designed to cope with it. So when you get it, it hits really hard. I understand they're still fixing that. Still trying to sort everything out from that. So less than an inch and they close everything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they shut the schools here for a little bit of snow now, and hang on, I used to go to school in the snow. I used to go up to my knees. You still have to walk to school in it. Now they shut it because someone might fall over and hurt themselves. Yeah, that was the fun bit. We used to make slides, so you literally be going across the playground, just polishing and hardening down all the snow and packing it so it was sheet ice. And you just run up, slide all the way along. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore. I mean, the only time we got sent home from school because of the snow was because I lived out in the middle of nowhere and the school bus wouldn't have been able to get through. So they had to send us home. Those of us who were on the school buses had to get sent home because otherwise they might not have been able to get us home. And some parents never had a snow day. Might get cold. You can't be having that. No. Well, it's not that it might get cold. I mean, the amount of kids that don't actually own a decent bloody coat these days. But yeah, it's because someone might get hurt. And we used to compact when we had a snowball fight. You really compacted the snowballs so that when you hit someone, it hurt. What's the point in it going poof? Smack! Ah, gee. That's more fun. We used to have rock fights. Literally throwing rocks at each other. I remember one day getting hit in the knee with half a brick. Ow. Ow, 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 that hurts, you buff. Threw it straight back at him. Yeah, a few bumps and scrapes never did no one no harm long term. Yeah, you can throw the same snowball back, exactly. You just compact it a bit harder. Yeah, by the end of the school tea break or whatever they want to call it, you were literally just throwing balls of ice at each other. The other fun one was building a snowman around like a lamppost or a street sign or something like that, or a concrete bollard. You build your snowman around the concrete bollard because you can guarantee on a Friday or a Saturday night the drunks come home from the pub and they'll kick the snowman over just because it's funny. If there's a concrete bollard in the middle, you come out the next day and your snowman has been kicked over, you know someone's broken their foot. Yeah, that was always fun. The other trick was a football, soccer ball, fill it up with water rather than air, freeze it. Or if it's just really cold, just fill it up with water and just leave it out. And obviously an old one that's got a puncture or, you know, doesn't work anymore, doesn't hold the air pressure. Yeah, basically just freeze it as a solid block of ice. And you just leave that laying out and you can guarantee someone will try and kick it and break their foot. But yeah, snowmen, tunnels, snowballs, igloos as well. Brick and a teddy bear, yeah, that works as well. Or just a cardboard box and fill it up with bricks. Doesn't guarantee someone will kick the box. Wonder I never ended up in jail for some of these things. Yeah, I'd say igloos were my favourite to build. We used to get one of the big ice cream tubs. We get, well, I say big, sort of about that deep. Use that to make your snow blocks to build the snow, build the old igloos. And they've got a snowman. We did build a mudman. Yeah. Have a great day, Kenny. Stay safe. And hi to Danny as well. Yeah, you got to have fun with these things. It's such a risk-averse culture we live in these days. Take a risk, have a bit of fun. If there's a random football or cardboard box lying around, don't kick it. Learn where all the local concrete bollards and things like that are so that when it does snow, you don't go kicking one. Kids can't even get dirty. Oh God, yeah. State I used to get in, head to toe covered in muck and mire. What happened to you? I fell in the pond. Well, we thought the pond had dried up, so we tried to run across it. Turned out that the mud was just dry on the surface, and we went up to our knees. Or some snowmans. Oh yeah, there are. Some people do wonderful stuff. Merritt's kids. Yeah, exactly. Eating worms up to their armpits in fish tanks. And it's that muck and dirt that you muck about with as a kid that builds your immune system. Yeah, as you say, you've got a washing machine. If they get really dirty, you just put the hose pipe on them. Had that happen to me more than once. Get the hose on me, clean me off before I went in the house. Mud has beneficial bacteria in it, exactly. and some not so beneficial ones, which are probably the ones you really want to be picking up. Yeah. Develop some kind of immunity to it when you're young. That way, the first time you scratch yourself as an adult, you don't get tetanus. Play, run, climb, have fun, get hurt. Yep. I learned that falling out of trees hurt, so I tried not to fall out of trees anymore. And that didn't stop me climbing trees, it just made me better at not falling out of them again. Mostly. Also, you do it enough times, you learn how to land as well. Sort of get that cat thing going on where you land feet first, bend your legs, absorb it, and then tuck and roll. Yeah. You learn, yeah, I just slightly twisted my ankle. That'll be all right. You learn the difference in pain levels. I've twisted my ankle. I need a week off. I think I sprained it. No, you've broken it. What, again? Yeah. I was just, I mean, when a few years ago, I did sprain my wrist, left wrist. Wasn't doing any of that. I was actually at work, which is why I actually went to the doctors. I knew I'd sprained it because I've sprained things before. I know what the pain levels are like. I know what a broken bone feels like. But they didn't believe me, so they sent me to the hospital for an x-ray. It was x-raying like my wrist and my hand. They see all the various healed broken bones that I've done in the past that they've got no records of medically that I've done. It doesn't say anything on your record about ever doing this. Oh no, it's just a broken finger or broken knuckle or something like that. You don't go to the doctor with that. What are you going to do? Strap it up? I can do that myself. Yeah. One of these days they're going to have to put me through an MRI scanner or something like that. And they're going to, oh my God, how is he still alive? And even my shoulders have started clicking now as well, so that's not good. Oh yeah, dog poop in a brown paper bag, set it off. Yeah. Yeah, been there, done that one. Yeah. And there's the one without the dog poop where you just knock on the door and run. Paper cuts are, they're the injuries of Satan. I do have one injury at the moment, is rather sore and annoying. A certain floofy person must have been snuffling my foot while I was asleep, and as you do, you sort of itch. You get an itch, you scratch it. But what I've done is, because it's on the top of my right big toe, what I've done is in my sleep I've scratched it with the bottom of my left foot and bottom of my feet. I've got hooves, and I basically during my sleep managed to take a big chunk of skin off the top of my big toe, right on the point that it rubs in your shoes or trainers or on your socks whenever you walk anywhere. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah, literally woke up. Why is my toe stuck to the duvet? All right, that'll be it. I've taken all the skin off of it again. And it's happened in the past when I had chilblains, but it's not chilblains now. We've got a fly coming to say hello. Yeah, it's the small stuff that hurts. Yeah, get a little paper cut on your finger, it stings like a mofo, especially when you forget about it and you then, especially if I've actually been doing some modelling, because you always end up with small cuts and nicks on your fingers from scalpels and sanders and screwdrivers and sprue cutters and all these kind of things. Yeah, or even just from work opening cardboard boxes, cardboard cuts, they're worse than paper cuts. Or when there's the box is stapled and you're stuffing your hands down inside the box and you catch one of the staples on your hand, that sucks. Yeah, but these days, and then you go and put sanitizer on your hands and you really realise what all the little scratches are. Yeah, that make you yelp. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll just do the sanitizer. Oh, gee, motherfucker. Beep. Swear words. That actually does work if you're in a situation where you can't really get away with swearing, like you hurt yourself and you just want to swear. Just say swear words. Literally, swear words. People will understand. They'll appreciate that you haven't sworn. I could embarrass a squaddy. Small box one time. Oh dear, yeah, I can imagine that one. Little trash panda. Oh, good. Glad I can make you laugh. Yeah. Hope it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of raccoons, as in a modelling hangout many moons ago, and there was Brits, Americans, Germans, all sorts of different nationalities. we just hear, damn, there's a coon on my driveway. I've got to get the dogs after it. We're like, what? What? Yeah, I've got to get dogs to kill the coon. And it's like, what do we do or say about that? Oh, raccoon. Okay. Phew. Yeah. Melvin, how the devil are you, sir? His stomach's getting better. Good. But yeah, that was a very close to. Do we boot this person and ban him? No. He was just using the abbreviated version of raccoon. It was a bit worrying at first because we didn't really know him by then. It was Lonnie, who's in Michigan, on the edge of whichever Great Lake it is. I can't remember. Lake Michigan, probably. Yeah. It's been a long time since I sat there and looked at maps of the world. Well, I mean, in close enough detail so I know exactly where things are. Hey, you've been on YouTube 3 years, Melvin. Cool. And Pittsburgh, not Pittsburgh. It's American. Pennsylvania, not to be confused with Transylvania. Hello, Wayne Gomez. Oh. Yep. See you later, Chubbs. Stay safe. Don't work too hard. Actually, I'll say Transylvania is somewhere I would like to visit. Righty-ho. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go to Hoia Baciu. It's the haunted forest in Romania. I can't remember how to spell it. I know how to pronounce it. I can't remember how to spell it, but I think it's Hoia Bacu. Hoia Baciu. Yeah, that'd be a good haunted place to go. Very creepy. The other one, oh, what's the island in Italy? Or just off the coast of Italy. Poveglia. That'd be a good one as well. Although they don't actually allow people on the island anymore. There's so many people died there that apparently the soil is about 50% human ash. You know, you sort of kick the ground and a bone will come out, human one. Poveglia, yeah, it was a mental institution and plague burial ground. Yeah. And yeah, congrats for 3 years. Oh, God knows that. I think I'm 5 years on YouTube now. Coming up. Yeah, it must be 5 or 6, something like that. Hey, my recent videos ain't that great. You don't want to go back and watch the really early ones. They're really bad. Maps have changed a bit. Yeah, I mean, I think probably the last time I looked at a world map, Yugoslavia was still a thing. Yeah, quite possibly the Soviet Union as well. I know in my mind where most things are. Maybe not exactly, but yeah, right. Yeah, that's across and that's left and up a bit. That's right and down a bit, and that's yeah. I can generally figure out where most things are. I've got a pretty good handle on most of America. Could I name all 50 states? Given enough time, probably. Maybe not all 50, but I'd probably get a fair few. I want to go to Hashima Island and Kojima. No, there's up there. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And Chernobyl's another one. Whether that's haunted or not, I don't know. People say it is, but there are certainly many places in the Soviet or former Soviet Union that are nasty. Finally gets in the world, somebody splits up a country and makes 5 and 9 new. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's the name of that island in the river in Russia? Nazinsky, I think. You can sneak in. No, you spelt it right. Is it Nazinsky or Kaczynski Island? Where basically they sent a whole bunch of dissidents and they basically just all died and turned to cannibalism. It wasn't until one girl managed to escape that actually brought it to light what was going on there. Basically her calves had been cut off and eaten. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was like, well, we're going to dump all these people on this island, but we haven't got any supplies or anything for them, and it's winter time in Russia. The guards are just going to stay on a boat in the river to make sure anyone who tries to escape, they get shot. Typical Soviet era Russia. Yeah, so there's plenty of. I mean, you can actually do guided tours now in Chernobyl, because they do actually map where the bad points are, as it were, where the radiation hotspots are, and some places are relatively safe and low level now. Other places are going to be a couple of 100,000 years before it's safe. You can just concentrate the rest of it. Company CEO growing using plants and veg alcoholic. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Russia is the place where hell actually freezes over. Yeah. YouTube says I joined on December the 1st, 2013. Yeah, I joined. Can't remember when I put my first video up. It's not that long ago, I hope. That will probably be when I first got a smartphone and started watching. Something like that, possibly. It wouldn't be when I started my actual channel uploading videos. And back then it was probably just called John Sharpe. And then it would have changed to Sharpe's Models, and then Sharpe's Models and Aquatics. I still might change it again to something else. I might even put the apostrophe in the Sharpies as well. Yeah. 2013, geez. Trying to think, would that be when I got my first? It might be when I got my first smartphone. Or it might be my first laptop. Or no, it might actually be my tablet. Yeah, it's probably from my first tablet, which I still got, Samsung Tab 3. It still works just fine. 8 years later. I think it might be slightly out of warranty. There are certain things on it that don't work anymore, but that's just because they're not supported anymore. Like that version of that operating system or app is just not supported anywhere anymore. But while it still works, I ain't going to get rid of it. Kind of got used to it, and I know how it works and where all the buttons are and what everything does. Oh, pardon me. Oops, I put some money in the fart box. Refusing to show my face. No. Oh, there might be ones where I was looking really rough and nobody wanted to see my face. I think even my first YouTube video had my face in it, because it would have been on that tablet. And the reason I did my first video was because I was getting people subscribing, so I was being in the chat for a modeling live stream and what have you, and hanging about. And people would randomly just subscribe, and I think I had like 20 odd subscribers. I thought I really should make some content, so I just did a hi kind of video, like a couple of minutes long or something, just me rambling and going, I'm building this, I've built this is what I'm going to build next, that kind of thing. Yeah, they've not got much better. They're just a bit higher def now. Unfortunately, which means you can see me in better detail, which nobody needs to see. That's why I like the masks. If I'm out and about and I've got my mask and my baseball cap on, all you can see is like my eyes. That's good for me. Because then I don't have to concentrate on looking kind of vaguely human. I can just leave my resting axe murderer face on and nobody notices. Oh dear, it's been 2 hours already. Blooming heck, that's gone by quick. Did I fall asleep halfway through the stream or something? Damn, must have done. Right, so if I like me Siggy while I'm doing that, if anyone's got any questions, stick them in the chatto, and we shall. See how we go. So I don't know about refusing to show the face. I mean, I know I've had to reshoot entire videos, especially fish and modelling videos, because reflections in fish tanks. Yes. Forget, shoot the video when nothing but a pair of boxers, something hanging out, and you watch your video back and you go, oh, bugger, can't put that one up. And there was a model one I did, which I reshot. So I hadn't realised while I was filming it, again, sat there in my boxers, hanging out down the side of my leg, and I hadn't quite got the camera angle right, and like a 25-minute video, just sat there with the old fella just on show. But yeah, I can't upload that one. This is why you always watch your video back before you hit upload. Yeah, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly. All right. So if nobody has any questions, I shall bid you all adieu and say stay safe, have a good week, don't work too hard, enjoy your hobbies, peace out, rock on, bye bye. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Has this guy bloody finished yet? He rambles on. What's he on about? He's so bloody boring.